up on Chapman News, a new Orange County Performing Arts Center opens to rave reviews.
Plus, we catch up on the current election polls and how Chapman students feel about the frontrunners.
And life after war, we'll talk to two veterans about the battles they waged when they return home. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Chapman News on this first day of April. I'm Sophia Cycli.
And I'm Emily Beal. Welcome to the show. Let's get to our top stories. The Orange County Register has been experiencing financial struggles for several years now, and earlier this week, they officially announced that they are getting a new owner.
Reporter Maddie Bader is in Santa Ana right now to break down the new auction deal. Maddie?
Hey guys, so I'm here at the Orange County Register, and this is not just any newspaper sale. This is our local paper. Some say it has even shaped the county. Now, the new owner is Digital First Media. They're actually based in Denver, but they do own some other Southern California newspapers like the Long Beach Telegram, and they're known for making their papers profitable. So they weren't even the highest bidder at the bankruptcy auction. So just some context for you. The previous owner was Freedom Communications. So they have been bankrupt 2 times in the past 7 years. The top bidder was actually Tribune Publishing, but they ran into some antitrust issues. So the bankruptcy judge ruled on Monday in favor of Digital First, and this was a whopping $50 million deal, and that was shaved down from $52 million, and the deal just finally closed yesterday. And the new owners are already turning over a new leaf. They're restructuring and have fired 3 top executives, one of which being the senior vice president and editor, Rob Curry. And they've already laid off dozens of employees. Now, the auction itself was pretty complicated, but most are satisfied with the outcome. There's a quote from the Justice Department that says, "The decision will ensure that citizens and advertisers in Southern California continue to benefit from competition and from a diversity of views in their local news coverage." So, sounds like things are changing around here. The Orange County Register is going to be making a few changes, as we have already seen, and we'll see what happens. So, from the OC Register, from Santa Ana, I'm Maddie Bader. Back to you guys at the desk.
Maddie, thank you. The Obama administration announced new initiatives to fight the opioid and heroin abuse epidemic the country is facing. Overdose deaths from opioids are the leading cause of accidental death in America. The president announced he will be expanding access to medication-assisted treatment for heroin users. Some critics believe using prescription drugs to prevent drug overdose could lead to further addiction. Research shows that this approach, used with behavioral therapy, is more effective.
Now for an update on the race to the White House. Let's get you caught up on the most recent polls for the 2016 election. For the Republicans, Donald Trump is still in the lead with Ted Cruz behind him. Marco Rubio has dropped out of the race and Kasich is in third. For the Democrats, Hillary Clinton is still ahead of Bernie Sanders, but not by far. As in previous years, it will probably come down to the swing votes. Right now, it looks like we're going to be between Clinton and Trump for the final presidential candidates. It's not clear yet who the nominees will be, though, so we are definitely going to have an exciting next couple of weeks in politics. Reporters Bella Pinnell and Fiona Zering stormed the Chapman campus to see what students are thinking about the election this year.
I feel like this election is a mess because I feel like both sides don't know exactly what they're fighting for.
I think it's kind of frustrating to find like a clear source of information because you're pretty much just getting like bias and like I feel it's very like off the wall with what I'm hearing.
Do you have any opinions on the current candidates? I don't like any of them.
Don't know exactly who I want to vote for yet.
Do you ever plan to run for president?
That's a really good question. So my sights are currently set on Vice President of the United States. I have the hair for it. I have the policy for it. I have the party back.
If you could choose one person to run for president in the United States, leading our country, who would it be?
Ron Artest.
Probably Jimmy Fallon.
Leslie Knope for president 2016.
Probably The Bachelor.
If you could describe Trump in one word, what would you say?
Awful. Honestly, like my dog. Anyone but Trump would be great.
People are saying Trump and all that. Heck no, he ain't gonna run for it.
Trump for the win.
I'm not sure who I'd replace Donald Trump with, but I think I'd like to swap Hillary Clinton for Amy Poehler.
It's literally, it's either the racist Trump backtracking Hillary or like the grandfather who's about to just pass out.
This national election is a very interesting one and one for the books.
Are you planning on voting in the next election?
Probably not. Probably not do anything like that.
Oh man, who knows what will happen this year? I think we definitely have some surprises ahead.
We'll see what's coming up in the next few months. Now, today in the studio, we would like to welcome Roger Kinney from Veterans First.
And joining him is a veteran and student, Luke Andrews. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having us.
Of course.
Thanks for coming in. Would you mind telling us, first of all, what your military backgrounds are?
First of all, I'm from the Vietnam era of the veteran conflict, and I was basically more of a strategic command with George Patton III and with Alexander Haig on his security teams, and more or less I was kind of in the oversight of the overall plans of those conflicts.
Wonderful. And what about you, Luke?
I am Marine Corps Infantry. I served in OIF-2 in the Haditha Triad.
Okay. Now, Luke, specifically for you, being in the military is a very different experience than being a college student. What has that been like, and what can you tell us about the differences there?
You know, the hardest part is coming back after living through all of these experiences and, you know, seeing things that most people will never even imagine, and then trying to relate to somebody who's not a lot younger than you, but it's, you know, less experience from life, and
definitely
tend to get a little isolation from everybody.
Okay.
And Roger, what kinds of services does Veterans First provide for folks like yourself and Luke?
Number one thing that we try to make sure that we focus on is housing. The first thing that we do is we understand veterans helping veterans is probably the most intricate way that we can help a guy for him to communicate and understand that there's no ulterior motives. And so we house them, feed them, and find out what their career goals or what path they need, or whether it's medical or from combat experiences. You know, we just do the entire gamut of services.
Wonderful. Now, Luke, when people like yourself come back from combat, what is kind of the first step to reacclimating yourself to the environment here?
The first step would be getting some help as far as your brothers or your sisters, other people who have been there, like a support group, you know, and we have the greatest camaraderie. You have so many friends everywhere, and then you go back to like a little island, you know. You need to keep those lines of communication open with your brothers, sisters, and talk, you know, almost like an AA meeting, but for warfighters, where they just go and just kind of talk to each other.
Discuss your experiences. Definitely.
Now, Roger, where can these veterans access these resources?
At the end of September, around the 21st of September, Veterans First is sponsoring a stand down. And this stand down is in conjunction with the VA Hospital Veterans Administration. We'll have everything from medical services to legal services, housing, psychological therapy, depending on the entire service arena, social service arena. So if you go to veteransfirstoc.org, and you will be identified on any link that we can particularly provide your service.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for being here. Roger and Luke, both from Veterans First.
Yes, thank you for your service as well.
Of course.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yes, thank you very much.
Now, coming up on Chapman News, Chapman expands down south and gets into the drug business. Really? And students in Orange try to catch a killer in Africa. Find out more after the break.
It's raining cats and dogs this weekend. It's April Fool's. It's going to be hot, hot, hot. I have the weather report coming right up on Chapman News. We'll be right back.
Follow your dreams. Chapman University. Take your life to new heights. Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead. Follow your dreams. Chapman University. History, philosophy, peace studies, languages. Study abroad and explore the world. Become a global citizen. The Wilkinson College at Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead.
Chapman made a $150 million investment in its health science professional education. Over half of that investment has gone into a program allowing Panthers an opportunity to graduate with a new kind of PhD. Reporter Nicole Renard has more on the story.
Chapman University is now the home to Orange County's first and only pharmacy school. The School of Pharmacy offers students 3 program options, including Doctor of Pharmacy, Master of Science in Pharmaceutical Sciences, and the Pre-Pharmacy Freshman Early Assurance Program. Students can save time and money by coming to Chapman's pharmacy school because the accelerated program offered lets them graduate a year earlier than most other traditional pharmacy programs.
The same amount of classroom time, the same number of hours, the same number of credits, and just delivers them year-round. So we have 15-week trimesters versus the traditional 15-week semester. So by going through the summers, the students can finish a Doctor of Pharmacy degree in 2 2/3 years.
Students are actively engaged through the use of the flipped classroom framework that focuses on leadership and teamwork. Every student receives a MacBook and iPad, making group projects and presentations easier. The student-to-teacher ratio is 8-to-1, ensuring a personalized education.
I believe that personalized education is the key to making successful pharmacists because we need them to become leaders, entrepreneurs. We need them to have good mentors, and so they need that personal touch. It's not just about what's in the books.
Although the School of Pharmacy is in the Rinker Health Science campus in Irvine, students beginning in their freshman year will spend the first 2 years on main campus in Orange to get the full Chapman University experience.
Those other aspects of a student's life are also important because we need pharmacists who are well-rounded people who can connect well with the population that's out there.
The new school plans to grow to have 100 students per year for the PharmD program and 40 for the master's program. Reporting from the Rinker campus, I'm Nicole Renard, Chapman News.
In addition to the pharmacy school, Chapman has invested in the construction of a 140,000 square foot building to expand the sciences, which is expected to open in the fall of 2018.
Man's best friend is now getting the royal treatment thanks to members of the Anaheim Police Force. The first of 2 life-size bronze statues that will honor the Anaheim Police Force's crime-fighting canine unit will be unveiled Sunday afternoon at La Palma Park's Dog Park. The 3.5-foot statue of a German Shepherd will honor all of the dogs in the police force. The inspiration to honor the canines came from the actions of Bruno, a former canine dog who suffered a near-fatal shooting while on duty nearly a year ago. Each statue will cost $25,000 and will be funded by private donations and an online campaign led by the Anaheim Community Foundation and the Anaheim PD. The second statue will be unveiled this fall to coincide with the opening of the city's second dog park.
In Laguna Beach, rescuers at the Pacific Marine Mammal Rescue Center saved 70 sea lions during this winter. They hoped that the number of 6 sea lions would start falling, but that hasn't happened yet. Center Safe and volunteers are gearing up for a busy April, gathering gloves and medical equipment and preparing wound care kits for sea lions that wash up on the shore, bleeding from fishing lines. The center is one of many in California to prevent sea lions from dying of unnatural causes. The crisis has the center looking for more volunteers.
I apologize, everyone. The World Health Organization has said that over 3 billion people are at risk of being affected by malaria due to their geographical location and lack of protection. Malaria is mostly seen in various regions of Africa and is contracted through a parasite carried by female mosquitoes. The LA nonprofit organization End Malaria Now has been visiting Chapman's Piazza to share info about malaria and how we can protect those at risk.
Provide mosquito bed nets to families in Africa to help end the spread of malaria. It's the #1 killer for children under the age of 5. It kills over 500,000 kids each and every single year. It's a kid every 60 seconds. So what we're just trying to do is we're trying to spread awareness about the situation, and we're asking for donations of any kind to supply these children with mosquito nets.
Donated 5,000 nets during their first year in 2010, and this year they hope to donate 20,000 nets to different regions in Africa. A Santa Ana man pled guilty to aiming a laser pointer at a police helicopter. Mario De Leon Lopez pointed the laser at the chopper on November 14th, causing a green light to flood the cockpit multiple times. The flight crew was able to direct authorities to the backyard to make the arrest. Law enforcement officials say that incidents involving aircrafts and laser pointers have increased dramatically over the past few years. Lopez will be sentenced in July and faces the prospect of several years behind bars. Now, Sophia, I heard that it's going to be quite a sunny weekend here in Orange, and our very own Nick Vieira might be putting on his Speedo.
Ooh, we'll have to see, I guess. Nick, how's the weather looking this weekend?
I just say, firstly, I don't own a Speedo, but if you guys think I should get one, maybe I will. Right now, the current temperature in Orange is 68, and we will see a rise as the evening comes in the evening. But right when the sun sets, that's when the cold comes in. We'll get a low 50s. But let's go ahead and look at the forecast right now in Orange County. It currently in Westminster are hitting around the mid-60s, of 66. We should see it to rise. And then as you can see here, the inland tends to be a little warmer, with the north and south ends of Orange County being a little bit colder. And you can see this pattern in the full SoCal forecast, with Santa Barbara being 64, and then again San Diego is 63, and inland being much warmer. When we look this weekend, I want to beware, along with the beach being cold and windy this weekend, we also have a very huge surf advisory warning. The waves are a little bit hot this weekend, hitting up to 10 feet, and there are a lot of rip currents, so be careful when swimming. But let's go ahead and look at the 5-day forecast. Well, a little too far there. We're looking at Friday of a 73 high, and as we get into the weekend and later in the week, up to Tuesday, we're going to see a rise around 79 and 83, with the lows being continuously around 54. Since it's with the wind advisory, the beach advisory, and the risk of it being too cold for you to really enjoy the beach too much, I'd recommend finding a local pool and hanging out there. I'm sure I'll be finding one soon with my nice new Speedo. That's it. That's all I have for weather this week. Let's go ahead and toss over to Garcelle with sports.
Thanks, Nick. Chapman's Athlete of the Week this week has caused a ruckus with his racket. And after facing heat in the media, the Lakers face Miami in an overtime thriller. All these highlights and more are coming up on the Best Campus Sports Show.
An astronaut, 1 in 13,200,000. Odds of being struck by lightning, 1 in 576,000. Odds of dating a supermodel, 1 in 88,000. Odds of bowling a perfect game, 1 in 11,500. Odds of being trapped in an elevator, 1 in 24,528. Odds of catching a ball at a major league game, 1 in 563. Odds of an injury from shaving, 1 in 6,585. Odds of tripping while texting, 1 in 10. Odds of getting cancer in your lifetime, 1 in 2 men, 1 in 3 women.
It's up to us.
To change the odds for our generation.
For the ones we love. For our future.
If you don't like the odds,
stand up. Stand up to cancer.
happen with little or no warning and often occur while you are away from home. Be ready for emergencies by registering your alternate phone numbers, cell phones, and email addresses at alertoc.com. You will receive alerts when an emergency occurs near your workplace or neighborhood.
I'm Garcelle Vieira, and you're watching the Best Campus Sports Show. Each week, Chapman Athletics highlights a player who has gone above and beyond for their team. We went out to Anaheim Hills to serve up our current Athlete of the Week, Charlie Werman.
This sound had to be what Charlie Werman had heard all week, because he didn't hear that he was named Chapman's Athlete of the Week.
Yeah, I got the news because my grandmother sent me a Facebook message.
The junior from Agora Hills has led Chapman's men's tennis team with a 7-5 singles record and a 6-6 doubles record.
Any sort of accolade just to say you're doing well or anything is always positive for me. It makes me feel good that I'm playing well.
The Panthers bounced back from a season-opening loss to sweep Occidental 9-0 last Saturday. That means Werman and each of his teammates were able to win their respective singles and doubles matches.
We're starting to get into a groove. We're starting to really have a lot better chemistry. So hopefully looking in the future, we have SCIAC coming up and we have playoffs, and we're looking forward to hopefully getting third, maybe. That's our goal as of now.
The Panthers are 1-1 in conference play, and the team will look to earn a national ranking as the season moves along. From the Anaheim Hills Racquet Club, Matt Brown, Chapman News.
The Panthers play on Saturday at Pomona Pitzer at 10 a.m. Now, even with the second worst record in the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers find ways to make headlines. A week filled with controversy put the Lakers to the test Wednesday night when they hosted the Miami Heat. Let's take a look at the highlights. Now, our biggest story is still with Kobe Bryant, with 8 games left in his storied career. Dwayne Wade gets to play against him one last time. Kobe will get a 2 here, but that is all he'll get all game. Wade gets the best of him here, and that's the last we'll see of Bryant as he exited after 9 minutes with reported general soreness. Now here we see point guard Marcelo Huertas comes in with a sneak attack and later drops in a floater to put the Lakers up 6. The teams went back and forth as the game eventually went into overtime. Now here in overtime we'll see Julius Randle. He'll spin, shoot, and find the net to put the Lakers up 2. Sadly, Miami couldn't find an answer as the Lakers rebound from their worst loss in franchise history, winning this one 102-100. Now Kobe Bryant gets one last shot at the Celtics on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Now for Southern California baseball fans, the wait is finally over. The MLB regular season is here, and opening day kicks off this Sunday with a trio of great matchups headlined by a rematch of last year's World Series between the Mets and the Royals at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. It'll be featured on ESPN's Sunday Night Baseball. As for the Dodgers and the Angels, they will both start their season on Monday, April 4th. The Dodgers are in San Diego and will send 3-time Cy Young winner Clayton Kershaw to the mound to make his 6th straight start on opening day. As for the Angels, they open their season at the Big A and will send Garrett Richards to the mound to take on the Cubs and 2015 National League Cy Young winner Jake Arrieta. The last Dodger championship was 1988, and the Angels' only title was 2002. The Dodgers and Angels both play this weekend in their annual preseason Freeway Series. Friday and Saturday will be at Dodger Stadium, and Sunday here at Angel Stadium. Now this fall, UC Irvine will become the first public university to offer scholarships for esports, specifically the game League of Legends. The university is also building a state-of-the-art arena designed for League of Legends competitions. Over 67 million people play the game each month, and professional competitors have sold out large arenas like the Staples Center. UCI hopes to attract some of the best gamers from around the world, offering 10 academic scholarships per year to members of the team. UCI believes it has many strong programs that complement a passion for gaming, such as computer science, digital arts, engineering, and neuroscience, among others. A campus survey found that 72% of the student body identified as gamers, and 89% were in favor of an esports team. The 3,500 square foot arena consists of competition stage, a live webcasting studio, and high-end gaming PCs that will also be available to students not on the team. The team will compete against other club teams from universities such as Dartmouth, Stanford, and the University of Pennsylvania. That's all I have for sports. Now let's toss it over to Simone Buteau in entertainment. Simone, how's the entertainment world?
Thank you, Garcelle. Up next for you guys, an exciting announcement from none other than Queen Bee and an in-depth look into Chapman's brand new building, the Musco Center, that you won't want to miss.
Stand up for what's right. Chapman University. Passion, perseverance, teamwork, integrity. Create value in the world. The School of Law at Chapman University. Lead. Follow your dreams. Chapman University. Chemistry, physics, computational science, biology. Start doing research in your first year. Soar to new heights. The Schmid College of Science at Chapman University. Explore.
Festival coming to Newport Beach this weekend.
I have heard similar things, and our very own Musco Center for the Arts just opened up. Simone,
exactly.
what can you give us the details on for all of that in entertainment?
Thank you, guys. The hype begins today for the 17th annual Newport Beach Film Festival. This year, nearly 3,000 short and feature-length films were viewed to create an 8-day show spanning from April 21st to 28th. The evening will cover an 8-day spectacle, starting with an opening gala on the 21st. It will take place at Fashion Island featuring culinary tastings from places such as Fig and Olive and Sushi Roku. The spotlight of this year's festival include After the Reality, a comedy short featuring Matthew Morrison from the TV show Glee, as well as several documentaries highlighting Orange County history. Tickets went on sale 2 hours ago, starting at $15 per movie and moving into the hundreds for all-day passes. Log on to newportbeachfilmfestival.com for more details. The Musco Center for the Arts held its grand opening concert to a sold-out crowd over spring break, and reporter Hiro Ueno was in attendance for this historic evening.
After over $100 million in funding, 4 years construction, and countless more years spent planning with the city, the Musco Center for the Arts opened its doors to a sold-out crowd eager to fill its 1,044 new seats. The inaugural concert showcased a wide variety of performances featuring the legendary vocalist Placido Domingo, numerous Chapman music graduates, and the world-renowned Los Angeles Opera Orchestra. The sizable cast performed over 13 different sets, including the Los Angeles Opera Orchestra's product of La Reninde, Domingo's Granada, and Les Mis. The guests donning designer dresses and tailored tuxedos were treated to a night of spectacle. The main event consisted of a 2-hour concert inside the Julian Ardress Orchestra Hall, which was then followed by a champagne toast with the president of the university, Jim Doty, and president-elect Daniele Struppa. And as the glasses went up, the lights did too. After the light show, many of the guests were treated to a moonlit dinner in the Atala Piazza, accompanied by live music performances from the Leatherby Library steps. Other VIP attendees were escorted inside a specially commissioned lavish tent on Memorial Lawn, which featured various guest speakers and a cocktail reception. The building is now officially open on Chapman University's campus and will feature 20 performances over the upcoming season. Hiro Ueno, reporting from Orange, Chapman News.
The Musco Center for the Arts will be hosting a free family and community open house available to all those in the surrounding areas this Saturday, April 2nd.
And just when we thought Beyonce could do no more, she proves us wrong. Yesterday, Queen Bee announced the release of her new activewear line, In Style. In her inspirational video release, Beyonce is seen showcasing key looks from the 200-piece collection and even getting some help from daughter Blue Ivy. Prices start at $30, so don't worry about breaking the bank. Queen Bee is here for the people. Clothing will be available mid-April at Nordstrom, Topshop, and Net-a-Porter. Known for their Southern comfort food and long lines, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles has been serving it up hot to the SoCal community since 1975. But it's not all gravy for its parent company, East Coast Foods, Inc. The company filed for bankruptcy last Friday following a court order to pay a former employee $3.2 million. Longtime fan Snoop Dogg said he would buy the chain when he was stopped outside of a DA club by TMZ. With a location in Anaheim, the fate of fried chicken in the OC is unclear. Now, that's all I have in the entertainment world today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Simone. Log on to our website, chapmannews.tv, to see all of our episodes, Chapman Newsies bios, and top headlines.
And make sure you also follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Chapman News, Twitter and Instagram at Chapman News, and YouTube at youtube.com/Chapman News.
And we have one last piece of news. The city of Orange has banned dancing. Emily, where's Kevin Bacon when you need him?
You know, I don't know, Sophia, but I think the better question is, where are the men of SAE when you need them? They love to dance. And this day marks a huge day in history for people who never leave the dance floor, much like myself. Greek Life skip performances this weekend have been canceled, and so have all formal dance events at Chapman University. We hope that tickets are refunded, and we send our sincerest condolences during this time of extreme sorrow. Just kidding! It's April Fool's. Happy April Fool's Day, Sophia.
Same to you, Emily. We'll see you here next week on Chapman News.
Good night, New York City.
We love you.
Have a great weekend, everybody.